What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into The Triangle. This is your boy D.
And it's your girl CJ.
Why didn't Dunkaroos have enough fucking icing? Do you remember how little
It was only like that much.
Dunkaroos provide?
Listen,
You know what I'm going through right now in the 6th grade? I need more icing, only for them to disrespect us years later, and then stuff like Oreos gets double cream and extra stuff, but I couldn't get an extra scoop.
No, did you ever sacrifice a Dunkaroo and just ate the crackers and save the cream for later?
I've done it, and it's tragic. But I'm Brandy.
First of all,
I'm Brandy.
Wow, great one. Yeah. So welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Like Dee said, today we're going to talk about fakeness. In a few different aspects. We're going to start off with, influencers, maybe, and social media, maybe some friends, relationships. You know how we are. We just go from one thing to another and let it just flow.
Off topic all the time.
We flow everywhere. But what we're not going to do when we're talking about fakeness is we're not going to get on wigs, okay? Y'all finna leave me alone.
I mean, if you bought it, is it fake or is it just yours, my girl?
Like, that's what I'm saying.
If it's tangible, it doesn't count.
Man, there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Yes. Thanks for the description, Dee, for all the kids who didn't know what tangible was.
Right. They're like, tangible, huh?
What does that mean? Tangible. Anyway, so I want to start off with one of the stories that I came across while I was, doing my little review. You guys heard about the girl who just got caught up with her pictures with like the same clouds in every single shot that she had on Instagram? Did you hear about that one?
Same clouds.
Yeah. So she would take pictures. She would travel. She actually, I guess, traveled around wherever she was going to, like Paris or whatever, or on the river somewhere fancy. But all the pictures that she had up, she used the same Photoshop app, so she had added clouds in it to make it pretty. Her name was Tupi from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and she had like 278,000 followers. And
were her followers like the Pocahontas movie, like strange clouds? Remember that part?
You took it.
Wow, I just went back like 25 years. Wow. I know, but so she did that, and I guess somebody noticed and was like, yo, like, it's weird that she has the same clouds in this one, I guess. And then her response was great though. She was like, well, it's not like I lied. And I wasn't like, trying to deceive anybody. She was like, I just like those clouds, and everybody photoshops, so I don't see what the big deal is. And I was like, the big deal is that there's like a bunch of people out here thinking this is like for real. And you have all these amazing photoshops of things and places that you've been and seen, you know what I mean? And like, it's creating this monster amongst teens, especially, and really young adults that are like trying to live life that's not real. Like, Simone, question. So, yes.
My question is, was she not actually going to these places?
She was. So that's why it gets weird, right? So she was. Apparently, in most cases, I think she actually was. But the fact that she photoshopped the background, I guess, was very disappointing to a lot of people because it wasn't actually as pretty as she made it look.
Okay. So this is...
It's weird. Yeah. No. Go ahead.
You good, D. Go ahead.
So I look at it like this, because I do like amateur photography on the side.
Right.
And sometimes I can get a little crazy, not necessarily on like photoshopping in clouds.
Right.
But when it comes to saturation, color saturation.
Oh yeah,
like so it's like you want to enhance what was there.
Yeah.
To try to, because there's my perception, my perspective of what I saw.
Right.
And when I'm relaying that to you, I can take a picture of it. Sometimes pictures don't do it justice. I want you to see what I felt at that moment when I was there.
Like,
so maybe
if it was the saturation and the photo edit, it would be cool. But she like added in clouds that were not there, like, or birds that are not there. Because this app apparently does both. Like,
I need to figure out this app. It sounds pretty dope.
Like, I'm gonna use it. Huh?
At first I was ready to dog her, then I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, if it's just the clouds, but you were actually there, that takes a bit of the sting away from it. Because it's one thing to be like, oh, me in Paris, but you're really not. But you are there.
But see, that's the thing. Like, so it's weird. So the feedback is weird from her followers. Like, a lot of people are more disappointed in that than you thought it would be. Like, that's a soft one. I started off with a really soft one, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, but the next one is, who's this? This is Jenny Ambuila from Colombia, but she's in Miami now. This one is crazy, okay? So she's been posting on Instagram with like lavish products, like, you know, brand name purses, luggage in front of Lambos and stuff. And she got her whole family arrested.
For what? Were they stealing it?
No, so they got caught up. So, like Usher, what happened was her dad was a seaport inspector who makes like $3,000 a month on his bills, like on his paycheck. But obviously, how do you support yourself on that? Send your kid to school, and she has a Lambo, and she has like all these like brand name purses and going everywhere. They're going on vacation and stuff, right? So it turns out he was taking bribes from people to get product in through the seaport inspection points. And so by her posting to Instagram, so this is a different kind of fake. This is like they was faking. They had the money. It wasn't like fake money. It was like fake bills, fake paycheck. And they got caught up.
Ain't no future in your frontin', Lord.
So right, I guess I think this is a rather new one, and they're still in litigations or something, or just going to court.
So I don't understand. They were taking bribes to get the product in order to.
Right. So her dad would be like, okay, somebody would come and be like, here's like, you know, $150,000. I need you to push through my cocaine. And like he would take $150,000. And then that would be money for him and his family to spend. And they spent it on things that are lavish. And I guess like somebody was watching. This is the crazy part too, if you think about it. Who was watching them to know that she was fake? Like she had too much money. You know what I'm saying?
It
like,
could have been like somebody who worked there.
Me.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a coworker, like, do you don't have this much money for your daughter to afford all of this.
Do you think he was stupid enough to like show up in a Lambo at work? I don't think he would have done that. You think it's
somebody close to him had to know something, or somebody was running their mouth. You know, the old school dealers would never. Okay, there would not be all this posting and everything.
School drug dealers have money and stayed in the hood. What are you talking about?
Lay low, ho, lay low. That's a problem, but it just goes back to the social media clout and the frontin' and the stuntin'. People really sleep better at night with those likes, and I think we all, to a certain degree, we like the likes. I know I do when I get pictures liked and everything.
It's nice, but
when people take it to that like degree, like some people will take pictures down if they don't get a certain amount of likes.
Yeah.
Or some you laugh. Are you that person?
You take pictures
down? I took one picture down in my whole Facebook career because people clowned me on this picture. And I thought I was looking good. I got clowned so bad.
Oh, is that the one you were talking about last time?
I need to see
I think I did talk about it. I'm going to send it to you.
I need to see the picture.
I got clowned on that one pretty bad.
I'm going to meme it.
They were like, what do you think you're Jet of the Week? I was like, Jet of the Week. Wow.
Why can't you be Jet Beauty of the Week?
So, you see now, to me,
that's a hate crime.
I feel like, to me, those people who came at you sideways with that was a little jealous, but that's just me. Like,
I don't know. I think people legit thought it was funny. One of them was Peaches. Hi, Peaches.
Peaches.
One of them was Peaches. No.
She was like, Jet of the Week. She said she don't have the Jet of the Week comment. And that really made me feel some type of way. I was like, oh, damn. Let me take this down.
Do Peaches have room to talk about anything?
First of all,
Peaches, if you're listening, you can't talk about other people like that, especially your own.
Wait a minute.
Miss you, Peaches. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw your name out there.
Peaches,
But you
okay.
did say
Nobody knows who Peaches is except for
Let's
Peaches.
just see how many times we can say Peaches.
everybody knows.
Put a ticker on the bottom.
Peaches, Peaches. Take a shot every time we say Peaches.
Peaches. Looking ass.
I'm done. This is where we're gonna get some feedback from y'all, because this big thing about the white girls who are dressing as black girls and posting on Insta and Facebook. Have you seen those?
I did see
Yeah.
that.
Two in particular. Emma Hallberg she was doing everything, hair, like skin tone, all the aesthetics. And then another girl that I thought was crazy was this Alicia girl. I can't say her last name. It's like it's Polish or something. It's like too many consonants together. It's BRZ. I'm not lying.
You speak like 15 languages. You can't pronounce that?
Dude, BRZOTOWSK. You've pronounced that.
It's
Okay.
easy. What are you talking about?
Everybody knows that.
Everyone knows that.
What is that? Berzotosk? I don't know. Anyway, there's a J in her name too. I don't even know if it's Alicia. It's Alicja. So, you know, I mean, Alicia. I don't know. But anyway, so old girl was sporting like do-rags, braids and stuff. And when she got like asked about it, she was saying that she was trying to look more ethnic to promote her friend's black business, which I know. Look at Brandy laughing.
Sorry.
That friend.
If she was doing her friend a solid though, and you said she's Polish. If she's in Poland, how many black people?
No, she's in London. Her family's from Poland, but she's in London.
It's a lot of black people in London.
I understand that, but even if it was in Poland, like, I see what you're saying, D. I do, because crazy Japanese people do crazy shit. But yeah, exactly. But you in London and doing all of this, and then you telling me that it's like to promote your friend's business. But I'm like, if your friend is black and she's allowing you to do this to promote her business, your friend ain't shit either. Like, look at Brandy. She got her beautiful glasses on. Go ahead, Brandy.
Because this is shady as fuck. And while I'm about to deliver this read, I'm going to dig into D a little bit. Not the way you're used to. Oh no. This is gonna be a little different, my friend.
Oh.
I feel like D could be kind of more passive about this because I do not feel like men of color deal with things like this on the level women of color do. Have chicks like this and Miss Kylie and the rest of them, especially when Khloe and the rest of the Kardashians started getting braids and they were boxer braids. And I'm like, bitch.
With the appropriation. And, yeah.
So
okay.
I don't have a problem. Right. I don't have a problem with people dressing how they want to dress and liking what they like. Right. That's cool. Especially when it's representing other cultures well, nothing disrespectful about it, what have you.
Right.
What I have a problem with is when we're changing our hair colors and we're doing all this stuff, we're unprofessional, we're ghetto, we're all this shit. And every other bitch that does it that's not black or undeniably black, as I say sometimes too, because there is a difference.
What is it?
Get praised for it. And they're
edgy.
on Cosmo.
Say the word.
Yeah, it's edgy. It's edgy. It's so different. It's cool. Look at the latest trend. I'm like, bitch, people in Crenshaw been doing that shit for the longest. People in the Bronx been doing that shit. You notice all these bitches now got they nails out to here.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the same. Yeah. And I'm like,
Coco from SWV was doing that back
I mean, we were just talking about it when, what was it, like last year or the year before, one of the Kardashians had like nail piercings. And I was like, I did that shit in freshman year. That was Japan. Like, when I did my nails, that was like in 96, 97.
Right.
Like,
and so I have a problem with them getting that positive feedback from it because it would be different if it was across the board. That way, no matter who wore their hair like that, or who did the color, or who did the outfit or whatever, we all get the same type of praise. It's not the case. And black women in particular, we end up being bottom of the barrel when it comes to these beauty standards and everything else because we're the furthest from all these beauty standards. But I'm like, that goes back into everybody wanting to be black but not wanting to be black. Like, but you don't want to be a nigga. And I have a problem with that. I'm like, don't be up here enjoying all the perks, so to speak, of the coloreds, and you're not really down for shit else. Like, take the damn braids out, chill with all the rest of the shit you talking about. Even when they change how they act. You ever been around some shit like that?
Dude, okay, so that is my pet peeve, by the way. When I see people, okay, there is a thing called code switching that we do. I think we talked about it last week. We code switch because that's a survival skill for us. I don't need white people code switching.
Say it.
I'm just saying, it's just like the aesthetic situation. The reason we code switch is because if we don't speak properly, we are seen as ghetto. We are seen as uneducated. We don't get a job. We won't get that phone call back. And like, people are like, oh, you talk differently with your friends. No, that's actually my natural state. That's the opposite. That's my fucking natural state. I don't know if you know this. My unnatural state is when I code switch to speak in a way that is acceptable by white society, because that's how you get through life. That's how you get paid. I mean, obviously, it's something that our whole society has to work on to be more accepting of all the types of vernacular that's available. But I mean, it's just like, I totally agree with the guy thing too, because I think the worst thing I've ever seen with like guys appropriating Black culture is probably like Beckham with his cornrows and Justin Timberlake.
Oh, Jane.
You know what I'm saying? Justin ain't Black no more. He doing Man of the Woods now.
Listen, that's a disappointment of an album.
That wasn't for us because he already made all the money off of us. He going to the next level, just like Miley did. Just like
Miley, yes. Although the client is still my song. I don't care.
Do y'all remember? Because this came up at work the other day. Pink, remember her first album?
Oh my God. Yes. Pink, I remember too.
There you go. Looking pitiful.
Because I let you know.
They want to talk, I don't.
You let that motorcycle go.
He was going off, like, very, very blackity black. Then she came back like,
nope.
No. It's like, ow.
And it's,
But we don't leave her alone because the rest of the albums were fire. And she stuck with it. And I think that's what she really wanted to do.
I was just getting into that. So I will give her this though. The reason why she did the first album that way is because her production company made her.
Yeah, she did talk about that.
From what I understand, because they even made her drop her real name because she used to go by underground Mr. Pink. That was her name. She didn't go by Pink. She went by Mr. Pink. Yes, I'm a Pink fan. Obviously, but she went by Mr. Pink and they made her drop it. And I don't know if you guys remember one of the videos that she did. I can't remember which song title it was, but it was the one where she was in the office and it looked like they were negotiating stuff in the music video, because they really wanted her to be kind of like the Britney Spears or the Christina Aguilera.
Oh, with the diagram.
Yeah, and the Mandy Moore of their company. And she didn't want to do that. So she was already having to fight them to go in the opposite direction. So until she made that album to make the chart, she didn't get to do what she wanted, I guess.
Well, she gets a pass because, again, I wouldn't count her as being fake.
Because every other album is the same that she's made.
She's been consistent. But when you, again, tagging in and out of shit, and especially when it comes to our culture, I have a problem with that. Like, don't use us like that. That does not feel good to see. It just doesn't feel good. And of course, I don't lose sleep over it. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, it affects the masses on a level that people don't really realize when it comes to the media and images.
Yeah,
and
well,
I don't appreciate that.
It doesn't affect you if you already know about it like we do and we're grown. It affects our younger eyes, minds, and brain cells. Like our kids, our teens, young adults, they get affected by it way more than we do because they're just now going through it. And look at how long it took us to be like, oh shit, they're fucking using us. Like to get to where we got to. So it's just a continuing vicious cycle, generation after generation, which is why it sucks. Like, why are we still talking about the same shit from when we were teens that's happening now? You know what I mean? It hasn't ended. And which also means like our parents, our grandparents, like Nothing's changed. It's the form has changed because they've made it less obvious, so to speak. It ain't like a whole bunch of, well, I don't know. It's getting worse again. So it is a whole bunch of beatings again. But like, and by cops too. But like, it's one of those things like you have to be aware of, but you can't like let it affect your day to day and be sad about it either. Like, don't be depressed about it. You have to go about your life because it's going to be part of your life no matter what. If you're
Right.
Yeah, no matter what you do, you can't escape it. So
You can't. And I think that's where those conversations need to come, not just within yourself, but with the youth. That way, hopefully something can change. But like this social media, man, it's a beast because you have the shit in front of your face 24/7 because of people's cell phones. Whereas before, when it came to images and real and fake and everything else, you could just cut off the TV or have the cable cut or whatever, and there was a stop to it.
right.
You just have this 24-hour thing going. And I could not imagine being a teenager in this and having to cultivate a positive self-image about myself while seeing people like the Kylies or like whoever else is popular that's younger than her. I don't know everybody, but seeing these images that are already taken with bomb-ass cameras, right? And then photoshopped to death and then filtered to death and then put on social media, and then you're 15 looking like, why don't I look like so-and-so? So-and-so don't even look like so-and-so.
You know what's crazy is I was talking to my kiddo who is 15 about it because we've had some conversations. The crazy thing is they realize that it's Photoshop, but it still affects them. That's what's crazy. They know it's not real. She's smart enough to know, but it still has an effect on their psyche. And that's why it's like so important. You know what I was thinking about just now? I don't know if I sent you guys the video, but did I send you the twerking video of the white kids? No. Okay, so
no.
there's this toy out that's new that I saw a commercial for on Hulu or Netflix.
A twerk toy?
Okay, so what it is this music box or some shit. I gotta find it and send it to you guys on video. If I find the video link, I'll post it under our YouTube channel also, so y'all can watch it. I will. It's a toy that plays like I guess like a kids version trap music, no words, just beats and melody, and it's like a childified trap music. You know those dancing robots that little kids have with the computerized sound, kind of? It's almost like that. One? Yeah, kind of like that, but it's not like a doll. It's like a boombox or something.
I'm tired already.
She's put on her fucking fabulous glasses back on.
I'm tired.
But it's like these white parents having a get together in their house, and they turn on this, the kids come into the room, they turn on this music. There's no words, but it's obviously trap music, but like made for kids. And they start twerking. And the catchphrase was something, I'm paraphrasing, but it's something along the lines of, well, if you're gonna have them twerking, might as well have them doing it to clean music or some shit like that. Look at these.
That don't even.
Wow.
I thought I was like imagining what I heard. I was like, surely they must say twerking. If they are going to twerk, they might as well, whatever. And they did.
That don't make sense. Who was in the boardroom? What does that panel look like?
That's what I want to know. Well, there's definitely
want to see. This is how we sell this product.
I'm telling you, you guys are gonna be like on the floor. Possibly jaw on the floor, not rolling on the floor when you see this video I'm about to send y'all later, because I was like, this cannot be real. This is not a real commercial.
No, like, one, it's not cute, right? Not that I have anything against twerking, but I've never been a big fan of, let's just put everybody's videos of them shaking their ass all over the place. Don't judge people for it. Also, haven't been a big fan of it.
Right.
Again, that still trickles down back to a cultural thing, and the further back you trace it, the darker it gets, folks. So, given that it's saturated in melanin, I find it interesting that, boom, it's viewed as something that's cool, but to be accepted, it must be white. We are always dictating kind of what's cool. And then be fully
Why? If we're so uncool, if we're so
Right. But that goes back to what we're talking about. That's fake shit, fake love. I don't feel like a lot of people in that industry or at that level really appreciate or even like people of color, but you like the attention we can bring, the coolness we can bring, the revenue we can bring. So you exploit that. And if someone's not paying too much attention to it, you know,
I mean, like,
I would never like child.
How many makeup companies now have got caught with the black washing faces because they were like trying to say they used a saturation tone that, but they were darker than brandy on some of these, but those little tiny noses gave it away. Those little no cheekbones gave it away.
Well, let's talk about how fake a lot of these makeup companies were, because until Fenty Beauty came out,
oh my God,
we're not studying about having 200 foundation colors. Now your fake asses are like Urban Decay with 80 foundation color. You will not get my money for foundation. You might still get me for the lipstick, but you ain't gonna get my money for foundation.
Eyeshadows.
I gotta be real about it. But you weren't checking for us like that.
Everybody's doing it.
Now you are, because you realize there's money in it, but there was always money in it. You weren't thinking about us.
I was just telling somebody that.
Ever in Walmart for hair products and for makeup, the smallest ever.
Always.
And I'm like, damn. And then now it's like starting to expand because you're realizing, okay, with the help of like, and that's the good thing about social media and being real and not fake, giving real reviews, real women of color, different hues have made such a difference in the beauty game. So we can all have a chance to see someone who looks like us, use products that work on our certain hair types,
right,
our skin tones, and then these people finally decided to, oh, okay, let me pay them some attention. Of course, it shouldn't take all that, but I feel like that shit is fake. Because I'm like, buy from you?
It's really getting out of hand, right? Because now they're doing that too, but then also our Black beauty communities trying to ride on that train. So like Juvia's Place just got their ass handed it to them like 2-3 months ago because she thanked Jeffree Star on one of her videos, which is probably a no-go because he's known for using the N-word. Jeffree Star, he is a makeup artist. I'll have to send it to you. D's like, I'm not that kind of gay. So
it was one type of gay. He did admit he was a horrible gay, and now I'm seeing it.
Bad. My bad.
So funny.
You're a fake gay. You're what we're talking about. You're the problem with the community.
You're what's wrong with the community.
You're what's wrong with the community.
I'm so done. Not a fake gay. What is a fake gay?
Right.
You're only doing it for the views.
You're only doing it for the views.
There are people who are caught doing that too. That model who made some transphobic comments, and then she was like, I came out, I was just doing that because I was so like insecure about my transgenderism. And then she had to come back out and say she was straight because she's not transgendered. Did you guys see that? I'm sorry, that was really loud.
See,
sorry,
this
guys.
is why I don't see.
So this model, I can't remember her name. This is just off the top of my head. So she had either tweeted or made some kind of social media comment about being transphobic and whatever. And then she got caught. And she, like, if you looked at her, if she said that she was transgender, you could believe her because she's very androgynous. Is that the word? So she can be that way without makeup on. And I was like, okay. But then she had to come back out because all her childhood friends were like, that's a bitch. She's not a transgendered woman. She's just a female that's straight who got caught in her lie and just decided to.
The way social media is set up, like, to me, you really can't be, well, you shouldn't be out there lying about this shit anyway, right? But you really can't afford to, the way social media moves and how easy it is now to click and be like, I really know the real and so. Like, I don't even know. It's like we were talking about months ago with someone else we know. Which is like,
that's why Dee's laughing.
The real story. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
well,
there's people that really know the real you. So again, no future.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, why are you on social media? Go ahead, D.
Got it. All the way there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like how we co-created this podcast. You know what I'm saying?
We're the co-creators. Yes.
It was just interesting to see that people really forget that there's other people who know you in real life on social media. It's so intensely crazy to me. Like, I can't even fathom. Like, I can't just go on there and be like, hey guys, I'm a multimillionaire now, and like, and not have you guys like call me and be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, but CJ, you are not.
Or it's even like it's something, because it may not even be that much of a lie. It'll be subtle things, like, because I like a good meme, but it'll be subtle things like seeing somebody that you know caused a lot of drama and grief in their life, and they're just like posting memes like, I hate drama, and it's like, you are the drama.
You love drama.
You are that. Right. It's like, this was on you, which goes back to what we were talking about last week, as long as you listen to episode 7 of The Triangle. The reason why I was telling the person that asked not to like go creeping on other people's social media is because you will be pissed. Like, the times that I've done it in the past, I've been mad and wanting to like attack the other person in the inbox. So I'm just like, you got the nerves to be posting this type of me? Like, you not this person, you not that dude. This ain't real. You know what? Like, when you know the real, and then you see them on social media posting like, you just look like you are not that nigga. You not this person. Like, really? You almost want to create a fake page and troll and be like, this is what we're doing.
My sister does that. Hey, I'm not going to name any names when it comes to that because she's vicious.
Hey, sis, what's up?
Hey, sis, you're doing the Lord's work, sis. God, please. But, it's not your place to call people out in that way, but it is, that's a part of this fake social media game. You can create whatever narrative you want. And you can create like, your page to be whatever you want it to be, whether it's friends, coworkers, exes, whoever's looking at your page. And you're like, this is who I am. This is where I'm at. And when you're a person who's real on and off social media, that shit will set you off. Like, it'll always rub you the wrong way.
It's intense because now, and I saw this article too. I didn't really read all of them, but so apparently people are faking sponsored posts too now.
No, not the ads.
Yeah. So
how do you fake an ad?
So here's what they do. So one of the ones I read was like, for example, you know how if you do have a sponsor post, you would be like, I love drinking such and such coffee because A, B, and C, right? Right. So instead of the person being actually sponsored, they'll go to the cafe, buy their cup of coffee on their own dime, and sit there and be like, I love drinking at, I don't know, whatever, Java Cafe because A, B, and C, you should come out here too. But they're not sponsored. It just makes it sound like they're sponsored. So people think that they're sponsored and they just start gaining.
There we go.
He would be great at this.
This video was brought to you by Dawn.
Hold on, let me make sure I hashtag Dawn into this video.
She's so on it. Manager,
no, because we're gonna make this damn money.
Making this money.
We'll look at ads. We'll do ads. I'm gonna ask our audience about ads. I was thinking, I think I told you guys, maybe CJ will do it ASMR style and everybody will listen to it for 30 seconds. You want to help us be supported? Well, we're not started right away. We'll start it in a couple more episodes and see how
you're rubbing a paper towel on the microphone.
She'll do it right away and she'll like it.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. The other thing, speaking of influencers and fakeness, is I really want to get across this information to everybody. Everybody turn up their volume, please. Influencers are not experts in their field. I want to repeat that again. Influencers are not experts in the fields that they seem to be in. A great example, now that I'm thinking about it, is remember when Payless, before they went out of business last month?
Why she have to read them like that?
Right? All up and down.
But before they did that, like end of last year or middle of last year, they did that little thing.
The experiment.
The Pelosi, I think, or some shit like that. And they had all these influencers come down and look at the shoes. Let me tell you why I'm an expert and they're influencers in fashion, because had I seen the way the glue was on those shoes, which you typically can tell in Payless or lower shoes. The glue is not done correctly, or the patterns do not line up on cloth materials, or like the print is off. You can see all those things on cheaper shoes. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that if you had an eye for it, you would know. These guys spent $300, $400, $500, $600 on Payless shoes. And when the fake interviewers were like, what do you think of the craftsmanship of all these shoes? And they would just go off on how fabulous and how much time should have went into this handcrafted monumental, like fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy. And I really hate, this is my personal thing because I have a thing for fashion, and I'm like, I really hate influencers who don't study the background stuff that's necessary, but still give opinions that lead people in the wrong direction. And that has nothing to do with just fashion. I'm talking like everything in general. Like, so whatever topic it might be. Like, I really wish that people would like wake up to that. Just because you have the money or you have people sponsoring you, you know, these sponsors don't even check to see if they're real followers. They got caught up with that too.
No, I believe that, because I think they may only be looking at someone having 1.4 million followers, and they equate that to, hey, this is going to be good for us. And then, side note, I don't know if it's because we are elders now.
Not elders, but
what it is.
Good-looking elders.
Elders now.
No.
Say again, Demetrius, I can't hear you.
Can't quite hear you.
I can't quite hear you. Because for some reason, that's how we talk. Sorry.
Get back.
Yeah, I'm here. Parallel parking. I'm getting out. So I don't understand even how that works. I can't even blame it on us being older. I have never got something because a celebrity who they were the original influencers before the, regular folks became them, were able to become celebrities like that. I've never been like, oh, I need this Pepsi because Britney Spears.
Well, it's the same way Jordan's work.
I don't understand.
It's the same way Jordan's work. Jordan's worked on me and my brother. We had Jordans. We were into basketball. He was in more so for it than, just fashion things. But I bought Jordans. I think.
Were you even hooping in the gym?
I was on a tiny league. Yes.
Looking ass.
Yeah, looking ass. Yep. It was terrible times. That was not for me. I will tell you that right now. I just needed to stick to dancing. Thank you. But and it's really scary, and I agree with that. Like, I think people really take influencers too seriously because they do go out. But here's the thing. Not everybody works, because did you guys hear about the t-shirt girl?
No.
I have so many little tiny stories.
You do have these stories, and you start out like, did you hear the one about the guy with no ear and a carrot? And I'm like, no, bitch, I didn't. Explain.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of me.
Okay, this girl, I read her whole article when it first came out. It's Ariana Renee, and she had 2.6 million followers on her pages. Yeah, that's quite a bit, because some celebrities don't even have that
she
much.
She had 2.6 million followers, and I bet on each picture she posted, she had like 50 likes. Like,
no,
I noticed stuff like that. What is that? I'm like, does that mean your bot following?
Because people who are, so there's two things to that, right? You either have a whole bunch of ghost followers because you bought your followers, but from a follower company. You can, because if you hit 10,000 followers on Instagram, you can get extra perks to use, like outside internet addresses can be added, where you know how it says swipe up? Like, if you don't if you have less than 10K, you can only connect it to your IGTV. If you have more than 10,000 people following you, you can connect it to your own website or other links outside. So like YouTube or whatever. We're trying to get to that 10K so we can get that YouTube going.
Well, go buy stuff. Let me get my card. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
You said go buy.
No, but she had gotten a deal, or well, not quite a deal yet. They were negotiating a deal with the clothing company, and the clothing company was like, we'll make this line with you if you want, but you have to sell 36 t-shirts to keep it going. You know how many she sold?
How many?
0.
Damn, she didn't
buy them herself. I would have bought them.
I definitely would have bought them myself.
This is
bought the
why
first 36 and whatever extra would have just been ancillary.
This is why counts don't matter. Like, I personally have several hustles. I think if you've been listening, you've heard about it. I bake, I flip purses, I do fashion. I have less than 300 or 400 people on my baking page. I have less than probably 200 on my flipping page, less than 1,500 on my fashion page, but I have customers. Like, it has nothing to do with your followers, because just because you have like the amount of followers doesn't mean those people are your customers. And I don't think she understood that. You know what I mean?
I mean, well, in this day and age, with how she sees everything else working, how could she? Like, not everybody's always going to follow a Gary V-esque plan when because that's my boy. Because they're just going to go like, hey, I just got to get this follower up. I just got to take these type of pictures. They think it's like a boom, boom, bam formula. And then I'm going to
yeah. Well, if you're 18 and you're an influencer or posting pictures to Instagram, you're 2.6 million followers when 85% of are males because they're looking at you. They don't want to buy 36 female t-shirts.
Listen, I'm like, the women be spending the money, hoes,
it's the wrong place.
The women be spending this money.
And so you want to hear her quote? This was the funniest thing to me because she's learning. She was like, no one has kept their word, so now the company won't be able to send out the orders to people who actually bought shit. And it breaks my heart, Renee said. The people I thought who would support me really didn't, nor did they share any of my posts. All I asked for sounds bitchy, but like, no shade to anyone. I've supported everyone's music or whatever they've asked for my support on, and I couldn't even get it in return. And I was like, this is a life lesson for all the people out there who are trying to get support from their friends and family and like other close people around you. Like, unless they're your reals, they don't care. They really don't care. I'm sure old girl's young. She's like 18, 19, so it's going to be a life lesson. But I think looking at other pages that I'm on, like I have a lot of baking goods pages that I'm on, like mommy pages and things like that. They're vicious out there on social media. Like,
I mean, in general, social media is pretty
man, they're vicious, and they be like tearing people down in a hot minute, and there's really no real support other than for like a handful of people. I really don't see too much of it. So
now, with your segueing into that, and also we have about 20 minutes left. Yes, I'm timing us.
Yes,
we're
good.
Stick to this tonight. No 3-hour videos, promise y'all. When it comes to social media and fakeness, or since we've just been talking about fakeness in general, you have to talk about social media when it comes to family or friend stuff, because I may not always buy what somebody is selling, but I'll at least try to repost or like the post or something as a friend or family member or something. And over the years, I've made myself kind of feel wrong for feeling away if someone calls himself my friend and they're not even so much liking a picture. Because it's like, why are you being a ghost follower on my page? And I've heard this from different friends that are just like, well, I have the pages, but I just don't like anybody's stuff, or I just don't comment on everybody's. But I'm also like, bitch, but it's me though. it ain't just anybody, depending on who you're talking to. It's like, it's me, babe. Like, why are you being like that? So I remember you like that, dude. So I remember somebody telling me, and I know CJ and I talked about it, that basically anybody that calls themselves your friend, but they're not even willing to kind of double tap or repost or anything, or like my homegirl said, gas you up in the comments, they're not really here for you. They being kind of fake and silently hating. And I'm like, damn.
Always though? So is it like, so do you think it's like that for somebody who just never comments on social media at all?
If you're not commenting on social media at all, that's fine. That's your thing. But, and again, first world problems, right? It's like, oh, the least you could do is repost or double tap. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the least you can do is repost and double tap. It's not going to kill you, baby. If you got a social media page, if you on that motherfucker, period, you ain't good to repost, especially when somebody's doing something, whether it's for their community, for their own mental health, for their new business, Not like, you know, vain selfies and shit like that, or my fire ass memes. I'm talking about real shit. Like, I got people that I know call themselves close to me or whatever, and they ain't even like followed our page. It's one thing to listen to a podcast, which I hope you do, but you may not get around to it. I get it. But not even liking, not even following, not even just asking about it. I know we have our own lives and things we go through, but if someone's saying they're close with you or down for you or any of that shit, like truly in your circle, I feel like a certain amount of support comes with that. And that looks different with each friend, but I'm talking about minimum shit at this point.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to most people are worried about themselves more than anything else at the end of the day, to be honest. Like, it's far less people who are about others than there are people who are about themselves. It kind of goes back to like when we talked even about like the religion, like in order to get feedback or more back, you have to kind of serve others too. Because if you don't do that, then you can't get anything back. And I guess at the same time, like I've gotten to the point where I'm okay with serving others and not getting anything back, because I think you have to be in order to get that back from the universe. Does that make sense? Did that make sense?
No, it does.
Yeah.
I got it.
I think
it'll come back.
like does it suck? Yes. When you think that somebody who you think is your ace or your best like cousin, your favorite friend, or like your favorite sibling, or you know, whoever you got, your mom, your dad, whoever you think is supposed to be there supporting you 100% doesn't feel like they're there 100%. Of course it's going to sting a little, but then I guess you kind of have to go past it, because it kind of comes down to like, if you're selling cookies, you can't sell it to diabetics unless you're selling no sugar cookies. So if your friends are diabetic, you know what I'm saying? Are they going to want to like the post? Maybe not. I'm okay with that now. Like,
I would be a diabetic liking the post. Not gonna make this.
Just like I'm 100. I'm a ride or die bitch. Like,
I'm ride or die. You're not gonna change my mind on this shit. I said what I said.
Hey, just, you know, different.
But that goes into something else, because that's me expecting me from other people. So that's a person.
I have a question for D, because I feel like him being in Vegas, like how is the fakeness out there? Because I feel like you just live in the central
The fakeness hub.
Like,
oh man,
do people like this? Is not even social media, but do people just show up being fake? Like, do they ask for like villas and suites in the hotels and not be able to afford it?
Yes. So not even on a customer standpoint, just people who live here.
Oh,
They feel it's a lot of people, I'd say majority that are coming here that are the more transient group, because like with me and my family, we're from here.
Right.
Like, I was born here, we're all from here, so this is nothing to us.
Right.
We know that we understand the difference between what happens on the strip and what happens in the real Las Vegas.
Right.
People don't even know what that is. People just have no idea that people live here. There are schools and hospitals and libraries.
There's actual cities.
There's an actual city of Las Vegas that's separate.
There's a hospital in Las Vegas?
There's a hospital where you're born.
I think they need like 10 of those on the strip.
I thought you were born in Excalibur.
Right? You weren't born at the Bellagio? Like, that's like crazy.
You dumb.
It's crazy. So like when people move here, I think they feel it's a prerequisite to be fake before you even get here. Like, you better have your shit together before you land at McCarran, or you're not gonna find a place in society. And I really think a lot of people think that because they come here with this, I guess, chip on their shoulder. I don't know how to describe it. They come here with the attitude like, I'm better than you attitude. It's like, I know you come from Yuma, Arizona. You come from Boise, Idaho. You come from somewhere, a very humble part of the nation.
Not a very humble.
Coming here and pretending as if you're something that you're not. And the locals that are from here, we can see through that shit like, we can see through that shit like you piece of fucking glass. We can see right through it.
Have you seen that same stuff since you're in Las Vegas? Isn't that kind of close to LA?
Yeah, in LA, I think
LA is
more
different though.
It's a little different though.
LA has more crazy people than fake people.
Yeah, I think. Well, it's fake.
To me,
it's more aesthetically.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
In your soul. You know what I'm saying?
LA's fake is like everybody's getting their like lipo done, injections done, their hair treated, skin, I don't know, fake booties, fake boobs, all of that. Like D said, it's all aesthetic. And then I guess in Vegas, it's more like internal fakeness because they're like, I'm the shit when they from Boise. He said from Boise.
He said
it could be humble. I'm not saying people from Boise.
I know what you.
What I mean is like, you know, it's a part of the country where you don't really run into that problem that you run into here. But they come here with that mentality thinking this is how it is. It's really not. It's the same thing. You will be eaten alive with that mentality. They will suck your ass up and spit you out.
You know what? That would go back to the fakeness of, not that all promoters are fake, but just the hype and the fakeness in promoting a certain city. Because if you promote it like, this is why you come here. You don't come here for the hospitals and the schools. You don't come to Vegas to live. True. You come to Vegas to live. To like, you know, pretend you're somebody else, and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. They could be coming there like acting as if they're that person already.
But people who live here understand the disconnect, because I know when I go to the strip, when I'm the very rare time in my 30s that I get invited out anymore to say a table at like a high profile nightclub, I can't go looking like this.
Oh, right.
By the time I show up, I'm looking like a totally different person. I'm gonna have the haircut, earrings in. You dress up to go to a club.
Well, it's like
wear a suit. So when people see that, I'd imagine it's the same thing. But you understand the difference because you're from there. So when people see this, it's not like going to a nightclub in San Antonio. This is a whole nother animal. So we know how to dress and this is how we are.
You're just dogging out all cities.
No, I'm just saying because I used to live in San Antonio.
Yeah, we did. So San Antonio, we can, all three of us can go out just like this
just
right
like
now.
This, and it's nothing. But here,
I'm cute as fuck right now. I don't know what y'all talking about.
You come to Vegas. I'm gonna show you the thing too. But I'm saying people. I
was already out there. You tried me. I was already out there with the crew. I was good.
Well,
stop yelling.
Then you do know what to do.
Stop yelling.
But there's some people that don't, and they see that, and they're like, oh, "Look at these people." And then some people do approach and they talk to you like, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, "Oh, I'm from here." So they, in their mind, like, "Oh, this is what it's like. This is what it is to be in Vegas." And it's like, nah, because when I'm changing before I can get in the car. Because number one, it's 135,000 degrees outside. I'm taking this shit off as soon as I leave the club. You know what I mean? Like, they don't understand. Like, this is for show. This is just what the culture is on the strip, and we know we have to look like this to go in.
How do you feel about personally doing that? Like, do you feel a way about the physical code switch that has to go in place, or is it not that deep? Because I kind of feel like dress codes aren't that deep to a certain extent, because it doesn't really change my personality. Like when I went out in New York, I'm stunting because I'm like, I'm in New York.
You're in New York, right?
Yeah, I'm like, there's places we want to go to in Manhattan. I already know I need to look a certain way.
Right.
Just like gold dresses and such.
I mean, yeah, go check it out. Also, your Brandy, IG, what's up?
Killing it.
Oh, yes. See, you are a good gay, D. Thank you.
I have good moments. Moments.
Gay moments, get away. But do you feel a way being, like CJ said, in the heart of all the fakeness, when you do end up changing to go to some section or something like that?
Mm-hmm. No, because I don't think people that are from here, people that are just used to coming here, because you have a lot of the LA people that come here on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. I don't think we feel a certain way about it because we understand that this is just how it is to get in. Other people from the outside, they might feel a certain way when they're not able to get in because they're dressed in attire that they're used to in their town. They might feel a certain way about it. Mm-hmm. But for us, this is what we know. We already know. We already understand what it is to do it. And do I feel a way about the clubs having this standard that's set up so high? No, because with that being said, people don't understand the real Las Vegas. You don't want just anybody coming to your club because it's about to be bang, bang, shoot 'em up. And people don't know that side of things either. They don't know in certain parts of town, you get snatched up real quick. People don't understand. They're like, oh, it's the strip. It's fun. It's a playground. No, you will be sold to North Korea in a heartbeat. Human trafficking is real. Human trafficking is real. Gang violence is real here. And it's like they only want a certain type of person that knows how to act. It doesn't matter where you come from, but do you know how to act? Do you know how to dress up? Do you know how to present yourself in this atmosphere? That's what they're looking for.
But you know what's interesting about everything you just said? There are some people, and I've seen this more in the community of color than I have anywhere else. A lot of Black people categorize what you just said as fake. Even when we talk about our code switching or being told, oh, you talk like a white boy or a white girl, so that's fake. Or you switched up because you're in the club. Or even with us all trying to climb certain ladders when it comes to businesses.
Right.
The higher you go, unfortunately, the whiter it gets depending on what field you're in. And it's like, I gotta act a certain way, like CJ was saying before, for survival. But I would not call that fake. But I don't know. Not that I come across it a lot right now, but it's kind of hard getting through to those people to educate them in the sense of you can do this too. It's not fake. It's actually smart. It's strategic. It's a business move if you look at it like that, but it's not something that's fake and a bad thing. So,
well, I think those people have to understand that because of the way our society's set up, it's systematic racism, right? So it's set up that way for a reason, so that other people other than the POC community can easily succeed, obviously. So for us to make influence happen, that means that we kind of do have to switch codes to get to a place where you're like Jay-Z and Bay and be able to have influence on other people. Because could you have imagined 25 years ago, like a Black girl who's a singer, like having reigns over Disney movies, or a Black guy having something to do with the NFL and having a contract with them? Like, this is like unheard of. But like social media did make it available to them, and they were smart about it. And now we can probably hopefully see more POC faces in the midst of things. You know what I mean? That would make a huge difference because representation matters. And for us and generations like right around above and below us, we didn't get enough of that shit. I mean, we started to, but not enough to the point. I mean, we just got Wakanda. Like, we just got it. Like, it wasn't.
WakandaCon, Chicago.
But you know, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we just got that. Like, I can't even, and we can't even talk about all the other brown and Black faces. Like, I have yet to see a mixed kid in the Disney Princess. I'm still waiting. Like, how many mixed kids are there now? Like, there's there's no representation of mixed kids. I know we on the back burner. I understand that because we still need to work on that.
I'm going to disagree with that because as I use our 5 minutes left, 5-minute call, 5 minutes. I have yet to see, unless that one girl that Rihanna played was a mixed kid in that one movie with the little purple alien, because she had like really curly hair. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know if that was represented. But as far as Disney princess, they barely want to accept Moana. So mixed kid in that sense, you won't get. But mixed girls in general, you're getting representation. It's not like Disney.
We're not. Let me tell you why we're not getting representation. Mixed girls,
the representation that you're looking for.
They're on camera. They're not representing mixed girls. They're on camera representing Black girls because they wear light-skinned Black girls for TV and movies. They're still portraying Black people. Those girls, you know what I'm saying, though. They're the lightest.
Depends on what I'm watching, but I get where you're going.
What I'm saying is, like, when Zendaya plays a Black girl, she's not representing a mixed girl. She's representing a Black girl who is light-skinned.
Depending on what you're watching somebody in. Right. It's kind of like the same thing with The Rock. He's representing whatever he is, depending on who he's with in a movie. I've noticed that sometimes his partner will be Black, or they'll be white, or they'll be whatever, and then the kid is representing that.
Right, so it's not representation. To me, it's fake, because to me, that's not, the closest that we've gotten is actually on Blackish, with What's-Her-Face, actually having a Black mom and a white dad on the show. Rainbow, that's it. That's the closest I've seen where it's an actual representation of a mixed person.
I get what you're saying with that. I'm just speaking from the standpoint of what I see as an undeniably Black woman. Right. I don't see a lot of me's as the little Disney star kid.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. We're saying the same thing differently. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, so how is it? It's so crazy. So black girls are portrayed by mixed girls that are half black to be black girls on TV shows and movies.
And then a lot of us, or at least the ones
like, it's so crazy.
We don't see those girls as black girls, even though
y'all don't. But you know who does? America and the rest of the white community.
Because that's what they accept. Because you know they the house niggas.
So that's what I'm saying. Like. So the whole time, like Zendaya's show, I haven't really seen it. Wasn't her mom black and her dad black too?
Wait a minute, which show? You talking about the one she's on now?
No, not now. Oh, back in the day.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember.
I know the dad was old boy from a different world. That's all I remember.
Right.
Wayne?
Yeah, was it Wayne? I think so. But so
I know that was her daddy. I don't know about
so that's what I mean. So like that's a great example because she had 2 black parents, but she's obviously mixed. And so when Brandy watches it, she sees a mixed girl portraying a black girl. That's not fair to her, right? It's not fair to Brandy and all black girls. To me, I watched that and I'm like, that's a mixed girl. Why does she have 2 black parents? It's not fair to me.
To you.
That's what I'm saying. So like, there's no straight across the board representation of that, and that's
who's
what
calling the shots.
White man, come on.
Old white guys at the desk.
Calling the shots. Who do you think is calling the shots?
This video was brought to you by Carmex. That shit just pissed me off.
It doesn't matter.
That made it chat my lips out.
I really hope people who are listening go and check out when D is just like hanging out and listening.
Brought to you by Carmen.
Rant, because he's making all these faces, and I love editing because I get to see him even more. And I'm like, what the hell? What is he doing? Like,
I have a hard time controlling my facial expression.
I know.
My boss talked to me about that shit.
Oh,
she was like, smile.
Did you get told you were not approachable?
Yes, but everybody would tell me you're the most approachable one. And then she's like, you don't look the part. And I've been told that since I was a kid. You look mean. I'm not.
No, you look creepier when you do smile.
Right? That's why I avoid it.
But when you smile, it just looks like force, like you did something you had no business doing. Like the bodies in the floorboard. Jeez.
Oh my God, that's terrible. No, like, I mean... What a craziness. I really, we're going to have to circle back around to this later because I feel like there's even more, like, especially with like people in your lives and, you know, or even being fake to yourself.
Man, listen.
Making yourself believe.
Like me, the first 25 years of my fucking life. That part.
Well, that's going to be, we're probably going to have to do a LGBTQ episode. Look at Brandy. She's like, an hour. It's been an hour.
And ain't going to be no fucking rainbows. No.
It's a long day. CJ has to wrap it up because I have an early morning tomorrow. I have to go look at venues with the Madre and whatnot. Yeah. I'm going to go fake being fancy tomorrow and bestest to go downtown and check out venues and act like I have money.
That's the fake.
After I recorded
sometimes it's fun to be fake.
Sometimes it is.
I mean, D, we used to do it all the time.
Gucci B, remember?
Gucci B. We used to like
Gucci B.
Yeah, so when we were at graveyards.
What's Gucci B?
No, you won't find it. It's CJ's turn.
It's an HEB.
Found it.
No. I hate you. No, go ahead, D.
For those of you that are not familiar with San Antonio, there's a very affluent part of town called Alamo Heights. Mm-hmm. And another part of San Antonio, just Texas in general, or at least the part of Texas we were in, there is a grocery store called HEB. So this particular HEB that happened to be in Alamo Heights looked completely different from all other HEBs. Therefore,
fancy.
It was coined the term, or given the term, Gucci B.
Yep.
Because it was like super fancy. It was like
Whole
Foods meets HEB meets Bloomingdale's in a way.
It had valet parking.
They had valet parking.
I know where I want to go when I see you, CJ.
We can go down there.
We'll take the 5-hour drive to San Antonio to go to Gucci B.
I mean, y'all ain't doing shit else.
Oh my God. No, seriously. And then me and Dee and sometimes Bridget would try to join in, but we get off of work, try to go buy beer, and then we'd have this fake accent. and then pretend.
The British accent, remember?
He would have different accents. I'd have my own. I had a whole background story that my parents were for working at the embassy. Remember that shit?
Yep.
And I think we had conversations about my dad being choppered in tonight, and I have to be back home by like 8 for dinner.
It was bad. It was hilarious.
Women are good with that when it comes to being fake while we're out. We're good at fake names and fake background stories. This car.
You remember your name was Roxanne?
No.
First of all, we don't talk about that.
Oh, Roxanne. Hello. Roxanne.
The way he looked, he's like, you remember?
Oh, no.
I forgot about that until you said that.
Wow. Forgot all about that. Brought her out of retirement a couple of weeks ago. No. But I made up a fake ass story so quick when this dude, he got out of the car because they're New York, there's traffic.
Right.
So hollering out the car, like, y'all are mad beautiful. And me and my friend are like, thanks, whatever. And
oh, whatever.
Whatever.
New York accent all of a sudden. Oh, whatever.
He comes out the car when there's a stoplight. And she's like, girl, he's coming. I'm like, no, he ain't. And he rolls up and he's like, what y'all beautiful ladies getting into tonight? And I was like, actually, my boyfriend's like having a promotion party at the Sky Room in Manhattan. So just the lie. The fakeness just flew out of my mouth. And I was like, where did that even fucking came? I didn't even think.
This is statistically why women don't get caught lying than men do.
I believe it.
Women are good. They're good.
Anytime anybody's ever found out anything, not that I've done anything too crazy, but anytime anybody's ever found out anything, it's because I told you.
No, same.
I told you or I confirmed it, but it's not because of shit else.
And we never heard about anybody looking for Roxanne, so you did a great job.
Bitch!
Oh my
Roxanne.
Oh Roxanne.
Wow, everybody has a name. I had several. I had one of them was Beatrice. That was one of my favorites.
You look like a Beatrice from Louisiana.
That was actually my French name given to me in middle school. You know those French classes, you pick a Spanish name or French name. It's Beatrice. And then my other one in Nebraska, my friends named me Jolene. And I know.
Oh, you stealing somebody, man? Jolene.
Probably because I was promiscuous. I don't know. That's probably working.
Woke up hoeing like, let me go ahead and get somebody's man.
I'm done. No.
So you remember, Brandy? Do you remember when my
Are we done recording before we share more stories?
What?
Huh?
I said, are we done recording before we share more stories?
I mean, are we ending? Are we done? That's so abrupt.
I have to talk about my fake name though.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
I thought he was about to say some shit about me.
Do you remember
Eugene?
That was my fake name on Gate 2 Street.
D had a Japanese name.
I had a Japanese name, and it was like the story was my mom was mixed. She was like Okinawan, black, and then my dad was
totally
black.
Worked.
It worked, didn't it?
That would totally work because you were really
It worked. It worked the whole time we were out there with you. What are you talking about? It did work.
No, I was there. I remember. Wow, calm down. Calm down. Now I'm like, damn, his mom ain't really his mom, huh?
Man, that was crazy.
And it was like, we were drinking at a very young age at parties on Gate 2 Street, watching Brandy.
Okay, though.
Not watching Brandy.
Watching Brandy.
Cut the tape.
I got a funny story after this tape goes on.
Oh no!
Sorry.
So on that note,
Brandy's memory about something.
On that note, if you guys want to share some fake stories with us, also look at Brandy. She about to lose her mind. Let us know in the comments below on YouTube and on Instagram if you'd like, or Facebook. We have all of those. If you are listening to us on a podcast platform, make sure you subscribe so you get our new episodes weekly on Thursdays at noon. Same thing on YouTube. If you like what you see, like it, comment, and subscribe. Oh my God, this ending every single time is over the top with these dancing. Oh my God. I can't. What music is playing with y'all? I can't.
Don't worry about it. You'll micromanaging.
Oh.
Get her, D.
I told Rob about that from the last episode.
Y'all need Jesus.
Get her with Jesus. She doesn't like that.
Jesus.
She likes her crystal, so you got to get her with Jesus.
See, I thought I was going to do some nasty shit, but y'all really need Jesus.
But on that note, I hope y'all had a good one. Stay blessed. Enjoy your day or night. Don't go too crazy.
And we also want to hear your negative comments too. I want to hear positive and negative because it opens the door for conversation.
I mean, you know, who gonna hate on us though? Oh wait,
this video was brought to you by Eco Styler.
I'm done.
Yes, Eco Style to get you white. Get wild, get the Eco Style.
Oh my God, I can't. But anyway, so tell us about your fake friends. Tell us about your fake days that you've had. I don't know what they're doing. Tell us if we're doing great or not so great, what you'd like to see change.
Yes.
Oh my God, he's dancing into the ground.
Outro, fuck her. Go, D, go.
All right. On that note, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night or day. Bye.